I just don't think that's what happened. I don't see people saying, you know what, let's just let the Taliban take over. Who would say that, okay? These are grown adults. These grown adults would not say that. And if they had any iota of common sense and intelligence, and they knew that they only had a couple of months to actually leave the country, they would not be hanging on to airplanes. This craziness with Afghanistan, because that's all everybody's talking about right now, as they should. I think it's just gonna sound like a broken record or like a repeating parrot to say this is insane. I think everybody should actually just admit that this whole fiasco is utterly insane. Okay, this is not what anybody had in mind when they said, let's get the out of Afghanistan, okay? It's not what they were thinking about. They were not thinking about this. I don't know what happened here. And I do think that this is Biden's fault. I don't know what happened here, okay? Apparently, if I'm going to give anyone any ounce of the benefit of the doubt, it would be that we saw the Taliban increasing their strength, and no one from the Afghani committee group society wanted to stand up against them. They were completely relying on American forces, and America was tired of getting basically killed for people that don't want to fight for their country. I, for one, don't think that is the case. I would love to say that that is what happened. That makes us look slightly better. Slightly better? I don't think that's what happened. I just don't think that's what happened. I don't see people saying, you know what, let's just let the Taliban take over. That doesn't make sense. Who would say that, okay? These are grown adults. These grown adults would not say that. And if they had any iota of common sense and intelligence, and they knew that they only had a couple of months to actually leave the country, they would not be hanging on to airplanes, okay? This just seems odd, you know? Let's just be honest. There was virtually zero coverage, at least in the conservative media, on the Middle East while Trump was in office, because there was peace. I mean, obviously, it wasn't perfect peace, but it wasn't this. Now, everybody's focused on the Middle East again, and I don't think that's an accident, okay? I don't want to call the World War III card, but this is madness, and it, to some degree, seems like a fiasco that's just, it's just too dramatic to be ignored, and I'm afraid that that might have been the point. But I'm curious to know what other people are thinking. Some people are saying that, you know, we're gonna have 9/11 Part 2, and this was well before we did what happened this weekend. This just seems so crazy. And honestly, at this point, there's really no one to, we don't even have time to point fingers right now. That's how bad this is. Like, people have to actually do something about this, and that's the sad part, because now we're going back into Afghanistan. The whole point was to leave Afghanistan, so this just seems insane. Either we had no strategists on this, or the strategists on this wanted exactly what's happening to happen, and I hope that that's not the case. But we're working with very strategic adults here. There's no way they didn't see this coming. There's no way the Taliban had greater intelligence than the United States, and that they knew they could take over the embassy within hours as opposed to months or weeks. There's no way we could not have known that. And if we didn't know that, we probably shouldn't be doing anything with regards to stabilizing countries. If we can't keep the Taliban out of a country, what use are we? This was just, there are just no words for how horrible this was. Anyway, I'm afraid to know what the rest of the community thinks, because I'm afraid what happened at 9/11 is going to happen again. They're going to say, we have to protect these people, flood all of our troops in, 35 years. I don't know. I am curious to know what the general population thinks, so long as people are really thinking about this. It just looks, it looks too compelling, you know? Every action warrants a reaction, and I think we're going to have a strong reaction either from the United States or from the Middle East, and both are bad. So I would love to know what you guys have to say regarding this. Intelligent discourse only, please. And we can recap on current events again. We'll talk to you guys later about other things. Ciao.